Yo, what's good, good people? What's happening? Welcome back to the greatest show on the face of the earth. We are back in the building. This is the LeVar Walker Show podcast. I want to apologize, everybody. My Wi-Fi had been down. We had an outage in the area, so my Wi-Fi had been down for like 2 days. So I couldn't do anything, but I'm glad you guys have tuned back in. Got a couple shows coming up. I'll be on my way to Columbus, Ohio at the Attic. That's going to be February the 15th. Then I'm going to make my way to, damn, I got to look at these dates. I'll keep y'all updated on that. But anyway, I want to get right into it, man. It's just been too much of the Dr. King bashing on my timeline. And also, too, while y'all on here, please join my Patreon where we talk about real. I could really let go and be real and do what I do. But there's too much bashing of Dr. King on my timeline. And the bashing is coming from black people, which I don't understand. And it's going to the point that they calling out Dr. King for, I don't know, because he was doing infidelity, and they said he was participating in orgies, and he's doing it. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? Right? Because the man died pretty much penniless, and his total purpose seemed to be that of, altruistic. And for black people, specifically black people, to try to somehow turn him into Jeffrey Epstein doing his date of birth is really troubling to me. No, like, and then at the end of the day, like, nobody's perfect either. But I think that there's been a lot of propaganda surrounding Dr. King. And what people have to understand too is the CIA, which assassinated him along with the government, for y'all to sit up here and think that they wouldn't put propaganda in his files, right? Like they wouldn't want to spread the word that he was corrupt, or they wouldn't want to spread the word that he was just this horrible person behind the scenes. Like they would want to put that, they want to do character assassinations. So for a lot of black people to fall for the propaganda, it's the same propaganda that a lot of y'all are falling for when it comes to Greek letter organizations, specifically the Divine Nine, which is also under attack because they're saying even the Greek letter organizations are somehow worshiping the devil and they're doing this and that. And I don't understand how, as a community, you could somehow come out against like strong pillars of our community or things that have helped the community, but say nothing about gangs, gang violence, and the worship of the subculture. That is very troubling to me, and it's highly hypocritical. And specifically with the Greek letter organizations, where you had these pastors, certain pastors, that are calling out Greek letter organizations, saying that people need to denounce it, and certain people that have denounced it. Why is it specifically the black Greek letter organizations? Nobody's asked this question. All the white fraternities and sororities, and you coming out and attacking specifically the Divine Nine. And they're saying it's a part of the devil and this, that. And as a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, I just don't even know. No one can point out to me where I'm worshiping the devil or where I've taken a pledge with the devil. Now, one pastor was saying that you can't take a pledge. To pledge anything is against God. And my thing is like, what, do you pledge to the flag? Do you pledge allegiance? Did you stand your ass up and put your hand over your heart and pledge to the flag? So I just don't understand this. I don't understand it. I think there's a lot of propaganda right now specifically with the black community, because I think like we're healing, right? I think this younger generation is getting away from street culture. I think the prisons are losing on population. And I think now the CIA or the governments or whatever that's in power, they're trying to figure out a way to get us back in some type of mental bondage. And they're using these tactics. If you're attacking a black Greek letter organization, these niggas are attacking black Greek letter organizations, but they somehow turn a blind eye to gangs, gang members, and gang banging, in which I've spoken out against, saying we can get rid of gangs and gang violence overnight by turning, that's just a strike of the pen. You just turn all gang bangers and gang members to domestic terrorists. That shit ends tomorrow. But that's somehow you give a soft pat on the back. And I met, being in the bond, I met some really great black men. Really great black men. Take care of their family, go to church, tax-paying citizens. So I don't understand. It's a new attack that we, you know what I mean? Like it's a new attack that we're under, and this is what's happening. So I don't know. And this was the troubling part. I even have, I have on here where, like they were talking about Dr. King, and these are black people that are saying this stuff. Let me pull that up for y'all. I mean, look at all these black faces. It's insane. Let me show y'all.
Dr. King was a horrible person. Now, why do you say that? Somebody let me know in the comments, but what I think this person is trying to refer to is the CIA files, the alleged FBI files against Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. about his so-called extramarital affairs and all the stuff he was doing and all these women, this and that. First of all, whether he did or didn't have any extramarital affairs, that doesn't negate what he did for the civil rights movement and what he stood for. That's one. Second of all, how do you guys know that all of those things that the FBI was talking about is actually true? Because J. Edgar Hoover was saying some crazy stuff about Martin Luther King Jr., about the Black Panthers. So how do y'all not know that that's some stuff they made up to try to discredit Martin Luther King Jr.? Because I'll be straight with you. I don't put that past the FBI at that time, and nobody else should, especially if you know what they did to the Black Panthers when all the Black Panthers were trying to do were just feed hungry children some breakfast. But back to the point I was making, even if Martin Luther King Jr. did all those things, that just makes him a morally flawed human being like so many of us out there. Imagine if I had a wife and I started cheating on her. Does that make me a less effective teacher because of it? No. Now, granted, I don't have the type of platform that MLK had. I'm not the type of historical figure that MLK is. But things like that don't take away from the big picture, from what he stood for, from the accomplishments that he achieved in his lifetime. That's the point. Now, a lot of the stuff is still sealed until 2027. So whenever it comes out, I guess we can just take a look at it. But again, MLK, worst case scenario, he is just a morally flawed human being. That is it. Dr. King was a horrible person. Now, why do you say that?
So I'm gonna say this on MLK Day. Boy, a lot of y'all got MLK fucked up. Look, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Everybody's entitled to whatever weird conspiracies they want to believe. Y'all got people out here calling MLK a CIA agent, whoop-de-whoop, a plant. But my only question is, who the fuck else? Like, who else had led a more successful movement than MLK? Which nigga? The only nigga I could think of is them black Indians down in Florida, the Florida Seminoles led by John Horse, who's putting the ass whooping to the white boys, the U.S. military army for 45 years plus behind slavery. And that's why Florida was never a slave state. Other than that, shit, right behind him comes MLK. And I think majority of the problem is a lot of y'all don't even understand how gangster MLK really was. A lot of y'all complain about desegregation, which I agree that we should have our own black communities and we should have never integrated like that.
Yeah, that's what I agree with too. I agree with everything with MLK, but I think we probably should have stayed segregated. That would have protected a lot of resources and money into the community. But that's probably it, you know. Let me see.
This is going to be a hard pill for my community to swallow, but it is what it is, y'all. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is not who we think he is. To start off, Martin Luther King Jr., also known as and was born with the name Michael King, is actually named after this Protestant leader, Martin Luther. His father was the one who changed Michael King's name to Martin Luther. Who was Martin Luther? He was a German monk and theologian who became the seminal figure of the 16th century Protestant Reformation. His actions and teachings fractured the religious and political unity of Western Europe, leading to the birth of Protestantism. So this is who he is actually named after. So his name is not even Martin Luther, it's Michael King. This is not downing him. This is just exposing, revealing the truth and what it is. This is not taking the things that was actually done and accomplished in our society. But just like I need to know what's going on, you all do too. Martin Luther King Jr. and his father was also an Alpha Psi Alpha. I know this is going to ruffle some feathers, but a lot of our black leaders are sellouts. They sell us out to the system that we are supposed to be against. As you can see, they are all a part of Greek letter fraternities. Look at Jesse Jackson. And y'all know, if you've been following my content, you have to swear, take oaths, and you have to do rituals, binding yourself and making covenants with demons. So if that is what they do,
shit.
This is not downing him.
This
is just exposed.
This is, did you hear this shit? This is where these people, you don't have to make rituals with demons. Where do y'all get this shit from? I don't understand it. I don't know where they get it from. And you know, this young boy probably got right off of here and listened to trap music. You know what I mean? It's sad. It's really sad.
Demons. So if that is what they do in these frats and sororities, and he's a part of it, all these men, what you think that Martin Luther King Jr. had to do, aka Michael King? Another red flag is that Martin Luther King Jr. and the Atlanta rabbi Jacob M. Rothschild were close friends. This rabbi gave Martin Luther King Jr. a Nobel Peace Prize. Y'all know what you know, the Rothschilds and the Rothschilds.
You know, some niggas need to be left on the back of the bus. Some of these niggas need to be left on the back of the bus. That's that. And see, I love my people, but some of these niggas got to go. I'm just going to be honest with you. And if ever I'm talking stuff or I'm talking about black people, it's pretty much I'm talking about niggas. And this is the type of nigga shit that I talk about. This right here. Cause he's just talking out his ass. And I don't know, man.
Rockefellers, what type of power they have in this world. So how is he going against the system? Martin Luther, how are they close friends? Do your due diligence and do your own research. Okay, let me be raw with y'all. It's not by surprise why Martin Luther King Jr. has a day. A person that is actually, just think about it, y'all, that's standing against the system.
You know what's so interesting about this? He can talk like this freely and get on this thing and talk as a black person. And he has to contribute that to the civil rights movement that Dr. King fought for. So it's like you couldn't even talk like this. You couldn't even say this if it wasn't for what he did in the movement. Now, I'm not saying, you know, if he had infidelity, if he messed with some women, look, man, it's what it is. But at the end of the day, nigga, you can't even talk without some of these laws that he effectively had passed. You sitting up here saying this shit with impunity, like the laws never existed for your black ass. Like you could actually walk on the same side of the street, or you could drink out of the same water fountain. Like, stop it, man.
Do you think they're going to reward him and give him a day? I think not. Even with the I Have a Dream speech, I don't believe the I Have a Dream speech was inspired by the Holy Spirit. Remember, y'all, he's a part of the club, the brotherhood, the Black Boule. And I believe that they push certain things out and they throw out a little gospel in it, which is called the social gospel, which...
What the fuck is the Black Boule? Can somebody explain what this Black Boule is? Could you tell me that? Because a lot of times too, whenever there are like groups of successful black people, other blacks like to classify them as being a part of the Illuminati, as selling their souls, as doing something. Because and what they're saying in that, they're saying like, I'm black and this person is black. There's no way I'm not successful. So there's no way this guy can be successful without selling their soul, without being in the Boule, without being in the Illuminati. There's no way with that black ass skin that they are able to think or come up with stuff on it. Like, it's very weird, you know? That is not, you said the members of, I'm a member of the Divine Nine, bro. So am I in the Boule? And how the hell I'm in the Boule and don't even know about it? You tell me that.
Dr. Jamal Bryant preaches and Reverend Jesse Jackson. Oh, they are all a part of frats. I love y'all, but stop taking things face value. Be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. This is going to be a hard pill for my community to swallow.
Dr. Martin Luther King is one of the most lied about individuals in American history.
MLK did not help black people, and the Civil Rights Act did way more harm to black communities than good. This is because forced integration destroyed black institutions. During segregation, black people were forced to build parallel and equal institutions as white communities. But because of the Marxist ideologies MLK pushed and the government forced integration, it caused black people to forsake their communities and their institutions, which caused black institutions and the black economy to collapse. When black schools were integrated, black teachers and principals were fired in masses. Black hospitals, banks, and insurance companies all lost.
Well, he did say that he led his people into a burning house with integration. He did admit that. He did admit that. So I would agree. I don't know if integration was the best thing for us.
Customers and black money stopped circulating within their communities. The most talented black students and black families left the black communities and entered the white communities, which strengthened those communities and institutions while weakening the black ones. Before the Civil Rights Act, black poverty was decreasing, black marriages were skyrocketing, and crime rates were extremely low. It's important to realize that laws can change discrimination in a sense, but laws cannot change culture and ethics. So it was a grave mistake in MLK's ideology to think that the government could change culture. So while MLK's Marxist ideologies and his intent behind the Civil Rights Movement might have been pure, that's debatable, the outcome of the Civil Rights Movement and the Civil Rights Act was destructive to the black communities, and it was terrible for black people and all. So God bless. Christ is Lord.
All right, he made a lot of sense with what he said.
Here's the deal. I firmly believe
MLK.
Here's the deal. I firmly believe in
I'm gonna
MLK's
remove this.
mission. The vast majority of people who will be the first one to call you racist do not, and that's the problem. I firmly believe.
All right. Oh, yeah. I see y'all saying some stuff in here. Let's see what we got. White liberals destroyed us, and I can prove it. I'm going to agree with that. I will agree with you on that. Boule Black, most often referred to Sigma Pi, the oldest African-American Greek letter fraternity known as the Boule, a prestigious postgraduate organization for eminent black professionals. Well, I think back during those times where, you know, it was illegal for black people to read, I'm pretty sure when the few blacks at that time ascended into professional places, they would attempt to form some type of group, right? Wouldn't that, it's almost like when you out or y'all in a professional setting and you don't see no black people. You see that one black person and y'all just come together, you know. So I don't know. Shout out to Linda Tanette, Linda Short. I'll see you back. You'll be back. I'll see you when you come back. I don't know, y'all. It's very, very interesting. But anyway, join my Patreon. Go to LeVar Walker. Check that out. And we're going to keep it moving along. Let's see what else is going on in the world. And if y'all want to talk about something, y'all let me know too. Y'all let me know. Yo, this was crazy. Let me show y'all this. Look at that. A man was shot and deleted after reportedly intervening when a person cut the bathroom line at a gas station. This man was taken out because I guess somebody had to go to the restroom. And this is not meant to be funny, but whoever was in that line probably really had to go. And this poor guy intervened to try to stop them. And then they pulled out a pistol and took him out, which is very, very unfortunate. Just, I beg of you people, we're in strange times. People are crazy. Don't intervene with people. You know, if you stand in line for the bathroom, you got to pee that bad, just go outside and piss on the wall of the gas station. It's fine. There's plenty of piss back there. A man was shot and deleted while waiting in the gas station line in Phoenix on January 16th. Dan Lancaster was found shot in the area of 4400 East Oak Street when officers responded at around 7:45 a.m. Phoenix Police Department said that he was waiting for the bathroom at the gas station when DeAndre Franklin, 25, allegedly tried to cut the line. So this is a YN. We can tell by the name DeAndre. 25 allegedly tried to cut the line. Danny's sister, Delka Castro. Danny attempted to intervene, but Franklin allegedly shot him at least once. So the boy could have had a loose bowel. We talking loose stool. He had to piss. And you should have just let him go. And then I'm not saying that this man should have lost his life on that, but I'm just saying this for everybody that follows me or watches me. I love all of y'all, and I want y'all to protect yourself and be very, very cautious. Leave them YNs alone. We all still honestly in shock. Delka told Fox 13 he left for work on Friday. Now he's never coming home. Senseless act of violence. That is unreal. That's unreal, man. Very, very sad. So rest in peace to this man, but y'all gotta please just watch it. Be careful. Please be careful. And also too, since we were talking about the Black Greek letter organizations, let's listen to what some of these people
MLK did not help black people.
Let's listen to what some of these people have to say about them. Let's see what they got to say.
Let's just get straight to the chase. You have renounced.
This isn't a video that I ever planned to make, honestly, in a million years. I denounce
is going to rub some people the wrong way.
God just starts moving and you really start hearing him and he just convicts you. Like that conviction and that feeling is just something that you can't shake. To renounce.
Denouncing.
I denounced. Let's just get straight to the chase. You have renounced.
This isn't a video that I ever planned to make.
Let's see.
Rant about Christians denouncing Black Greek letter organizations.
About this trend, I'm almost saying, with Black Greek letter organizations being denounced. It's like Like you go on YouTube, I saw a whole conference about it. I'm saying like Harley initiated a well-known podcast platform is doing something on it tonight. And I find it very, very interesting for a number of different reasons. And again, I'm not here to argue yay or nay, but I do think it's very, very interesting. And I said this, I lead a Bible study through a ministry, my ministry, Kaya. It's a
You know what I find so funny? I have not yet once witnessed a nigga come on here and denounce gang life, gang culture, and streets. We got too many battles to fight. Denounce that shit. Denounce that. Cause I want to see nigga tatted up in his face. Shit, I'm denouncing all this street shit that really is harming people, right? The Kappas, Qs, and Alphas are not kicking your door in and robbing your ass and pulling you out of a vehicle and taking your shit. It's crazy to me.
young adult ministry at Alpha Street Baptist Church. And so I find it's very, very interesting to me the way that Christians choose to identify themselves. Like, what is the marker that makes me a Christian, right? And I think that's always very telling. So one of the things that we're doing in our Bible study is that we're going through the Gospel of Mark. And if you read through the first 3 chapters of the Gospel of Mark, you see the presence of the Pharisees starting to come up more and more. And one thing that you know is that the Pharisees are philosophically and theologically, they're separatists. And there are a couple of times, whether it's in Mark 2 or Mark 3, that you see them automatically beginning to plot to kill Jesus because
Our first question today is, why do you think some people are denouncing Greek organizations?
So the question is, why do many people denounce their Greek letter organizations? Well, I will say this is that everybody's starting point is different. So some people join Greek letter organizations because they just like the letters. You know, they like the colors, the letters. They just want to be a part of something bigger than this. Some people perhaps had actually a mentor, someone who meant. So for myself, God bless the dead Mr. Kemp, when I was in high school, was a Sigma. And they had something called the Sigma Beta Club. And so he did a great job of mentoring young men. So that was my entry point, or introduction, I should say. Marquise for those, and I'm still some of his thunder, but he's actually legacy, his father and his brother. So he's been around, Alpha all of his life. And so I'm sure that he got a chance to see, quote unquote, what an alpha man looked like. And then actually a lot of national figures belong to different fraternities and sororities. And sometimes those are people we look up to as heroes and heroines. And then sometimes on our campuses or in our communities, we see people who we say, you know what, I can see myself among them, or I like what they're about. So I say all that to say that everybody's starting point is different. So with that being said, I found that many people, as they go through the process, and when we talk about the process, let's talk about the pledging process. And so I know that none of the Greek letter organizations condone hazing. Let me say it again for all of those who are listening. They do not condone hazing. However, there are challenges and there are exercises and activities that one has to participate in if they're going to complete the process. And so, but I think that a lot of people, unfortunately, as they either mature, as they get older, perhaps for them, they feel like there's some inconsistencies in what they believe about the organization, about themselves. So I just think it's important for us to understand the extent to which this denouncing of Black Greek letter organizations is a calculated attack on the Black community. It is a calculated attack on the Black community, because the Black institutions that have done the most in organizing Black people are Black Greek letter organizations and the Black church. And they're trying to drive a wedge between these two organizations, which causes so much struggle for so many people because they're a part of both. And they're trying to make people choose between the two. You know why? Because you're Christian,
before you're black. And since the Black Greek letter organizations aren't explicitly Christian, you need to choose the church over.
Let's just get straight to
Denouncing something you're not even a part of is insane work.
Denouncing.
So I'm in my office, man, and I've been doing some looking on social media here recently, right? And obviously, I'm a young adult pastor.
I'm denouncing. It's time. I fought it for too long. I'm denouncing my membership in an organization that made me take an oath to join. I'm denouncing my membership in an organization that does unethical things daily. I'm denouncing my membership in an organization where there are people above me who do not serve God, don't know God, and they tell me what to do, and I comply without asking any questions. I'm denouncing my membership in an organization where we all wear the same clothes. I'm denouncing membership in an organization where we move like a gang. If somebody
Who is this? Like, this is
looks at us wrong or steps the wrong way, will come with full force. That's not of God. I'm denouncing my membership in an organization that worships and puts other gods before God. I'm denouncing my membership.
There's been no time in the history or in me being a member of Kappa Alpha Psi where we have placed some Kappa God before God. I am just so perplexed about how Black people so easily fall for propaganda. And these are the same Black people that you could sell a ebook course to and lie to these niggas and tell them to invest and steal their goddamn money. And when a person with logical business says, hey man, I don't think that's the right move you're making, he will be ostracized and called a hater. We have a lot of sheep amongst us, man. We have a lot of sheep. And it's very, very unfortunate.
In the United States military. Yeah. Big weight been lifted off my shoulder. You know, I'm seeing all this stuff that's going on.
I don't even, first of all, y'all know I'm a Kappa, right? I'm not forced to have to wear a Kappa t-shirt or forced to go to any Kappa meeting or forced to even be financial. I don't know where this shit is coming from. I don't know.
On Instagram and TikTok, and the Holy Spirit that tells you all that certain organizations are demonic, and the Holy Spirit that tells you all
when y'all denounce y'all fraternities, how come y'all don't talk about what y'all went through?
Here's my whole take on the...
Okay, friends, so I've been hesitant to make a video on this, and I've been not listening to what the Holy Spirit's putting in my heart, but I'm going to do it either way. I'm talking about sororities and fraternities. I'm not talking about a specific organization or...
And do you see it's only Black people doing this? First of all, Black Greek letter organization fraternities started because college campuses were segregated, and then you already had white Greek letter organizations. I don't see any white people doing this shit. This is just all propaganda, and these people are brainwashed. That's all I can say. It's just brainwashing on another level. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. I was sitting here. I had to go to Lowe's because I'm getting ready to prepare for a so-called cold front that's supposed to be coming into Georgia. So I had to go to Lowe's and get some warmers for my spigots. And the spigot is just the faucet around the house where you hook the hose up to so my pipes don't burst. I just thought I'd let y'all know that. Let's see what else we got here. Yo, you can write a paragraph on here. I don't care. If you want to write a paragraph on here, Go ahead and write that paragraph, model or culture. You can write your paragraph. I don't mind. All right. I think I'm going to shut this down now. We did about 37 minutes, and I don't see nothing good to talk about unless y'all have something y'all want to talk about. Shout out to everybody over on Instagram. We probably down to like, 6 people watching now? Let me see. Yeah, we 8 people in. But shout out to you guys. I'm about to wrap this up.
Getting no play. That's the energy you're getting because you're a guy that said you don't think you should have to approach.
Oh, this is interesting. Have y'all seen this drop in demand for alcohol when people going out to eat? People don't want to drink liquor. They don't want to drink liquor, guys. Mm. Let me show y'all this.
Inventory, according to the Financial Times.
Let's look at that. This is really a real big deal. This is why y'all see all these restaurants and stuff closing. Let me see. Let's take a look at that.
5 of the biggest alcohol makers in the world are sitting on what's described as a lake of unsold alcohol. $22 billion worth of inventory, according to the Financial Times, a result of people drinking less than they used to. And to think there's still a week to go.
Can you believe that people don't want to put poison in their body?
In dry January. 5 of the biggest.
That's crazy. That's why a lot of these restaurants and stuff starting to close because alcohol is their biggest profit driver. And a lot of the younger kids, they not drinking this alcohol because they vaping and they going in there off a gummy and they're good. They're just eating. So I guess we probably going to see a significant hike probably in food prices because nobody wants to drink. Oh, I did. Thank you, bro. Yeah, I just wrapped it. I put one of them styrofoam containers with a plastic covering over it, over both spigots on the outside of the house. So can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear? Y'all saying no sound. Oh shit. Y'all can't hear me? Y'all can hear me now? Okay. All right, cool. But y'all couldn't hear? Look, could you hear him? Could you hear him talking? Let's do it again.
5 of the biggest alcohol makers in the world are sitting on what's described as a lake of unsold.
Could y'all hear that? Did y'all hear him talking, the other guy? Okay, cool. All right. Oh, this was interesting. I don't think I could show Cam and them stuff.
I will kill on sight. And I
This guy's saying he's willing to take on the ICE agents right here. Let's see.
To any ICE agent that thinks they're going to come into my home and terrorize me and my family, you will be.
Listen, I don't know where he came from. He looked like one of them things in the Men in Black. I don't know what's going on here.
With lethal force. I will kill on sight. And I will shoot to kill if need be. ICE agents are not allowed in my home. If you come into my home to terrorize my family, I will see you as a threat.
It looked like he gonna pull out a wand or something. Like he looked like something out of a Harry Potter show. I'm sorry.
And I will kill you. Because you guys are terrorists. Bear in mind, I am very much armed. And will do what I need to do to protect.
It don't even look like he got no arms. It don't even look like dude got arms, bro.
My family. I stand against ICE. Any ICE agents that show to my home to terrorize my family will be dealt with.
I can't even believe he got a family.
Immediately.
Yeah, they about to be knocking on your door immediately, buddy. You can't just go around making threats like that. Can't do that. It's not good, bro. That is not good.
Friends and family. You might look.
Blue lights is going down. I done gave him cracker.
Well, I think I'm gonna wrap this up, guys. I done talked about everything. It's a slow news day today. So y'all go join my Patreon, man. On the Patreon, I'll be talking. Y'all can see what goes on behind the scenes. See how I set up this camera and stuff in my office and built this out. And we can make it happen. So I'm going to get on out of here, guys. This has been a great one. I might come on back today if something pop up. But appreciate y'all. I'm out.